Okay, there we go. Welcome everybody to round 8 of SRL's F1. Today we are in the European Grand Prix, Baku, and it is absolutely tipping it down at the moment. So these guys looks like they're going out on wets. But today I am joined by VRT Ringrose once again. How are you doing today, pal?
I'm doing very good. Hope you are as well. And we should be in store for a very good race.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Street circuit, so I don't actually know how many people will finish. Hopefully all 13 will finish this evening, but it is F1 2017 and I'm sure there will be quite a few people crashing. But yeah, Baku, street circuit, how do you think it's going to plan out? Is it going to be sort of a dull race, Ringrose, or are we going to see some excitement tonight?
Well, I mean, in real life we've had two completely contrasting races. So, again, it's one of the circuits that could provide anything. It could be a very, very boring race and everyone just being separated and just going around for 36, however many laps it is, 36, something like 27, 28. But I think it can get interesting, it could get interesting. We'll just have to wait and see. It says yellow flags, and that's P6 has stopped.
Yeah, there's a... Oh, that's Melanie. Melanie's gone deep into turn 3 there. Melanie's been it twice now already on his opening lap. Who else? There was someone in the Mercedes as well. Who else was... I can't think who was... I think maybe it was Bottas that binned it as well. So these guys are struggling a little bit at the moment in these wet weather conditions. I'm sure these guys didn't want that. I'm sure they wanted a dry race, but you got to play it as it goes, I guess. But some predictions, Ringrose. Who are you fancying for tonight's podium?
I mean, you got F50 drivers in with a shout. A lot of the drivers have been on the podium this season. You look at Project, Jason, Hamilton, Melanie, Manzano, Langman, Go, Ted. So we've had a lot of guys that have been on the podium and obviously shown that they can get on there. I think this race is about consistency, sort of the guys that have the consistency. So people like Jason, Maranzano's up there, Ted will be there. It's just Hamilton will be there at points. It's just sort of about the consistency. Obviously you've got to have the pace, but you've got to have the consistency there as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think a key with the street circuit. You don't if you got, like you said, you could consistency. If you bin it once, you're straight into that wall, and that's you out of the race really. So hopefully we won't see too much of that. But of course we don't know the weather yet for the race. But yeah, I think with your people you said that's there's quite a few drivers that can actually win it. But I think I'm gonna have to go with I think Joe to win. Langman will be up there. Maranzano will be up there. Jason will be up there. But Jason's won the last couple of races, hasn't he? I've been away the last 2 races. I'm not sure how well he did, but when I was here, he won.
Jason didn't win last week.
Okay.
RBZ in fact won.
Okay.
The week before I believe was Monaco, wasn't it? That's where Maranzano took his first win of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wrong for that.
So, but he's won 4, 5. We've had 7 races so far. This is round 8. Currently it's provisional pole with 55 dead. So.
Yeah. Ringrose, do you think you could turn your mic up a little bit? I can't really hear you.
Is that better?
Ah, much better. Perfect.
Right, okay. My mic was down. Pointing down, right, so.
Okay, cool.
Probably explains it.
Yeah, so a couple of people have done their laps already. Jason, Hamilton, Project, Langman, and let's see, that's Melanie. How far is he around the track? He's just coming through the last sector. Sideways and into the there. That's not ideal for the Williams driver as he comes towards the start-finish straight, but almost spinning it coming through turn 20 there. And luckily the car is still intact, no punctures or a wheel fallen off, but he comes across the line and sixth of almost 5 seconds behind Jason there, Ringrose, so not ideal for Melanie, but still plenty of time left in the session, so these guys will have time for a couple more laps.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if some of these guys have put a bit of fuel in the car. Let's get a feel for the circuit, because tyres won't make much of a difference in these sort of conditions. It's just sort of about getting the laps together without making any mistakes, really.
Yeah, exactly.
But Jason and Cyril Hamilton seems to be the benchmark pace setters so far. So I have to wait till the last 5 guys can do, and I'm sure a couple of them laps have already been done as Joe gets oversteer and taps the barrier there. I don't know if you can see that in the shot, but we've got 5 minutes left to go in qualifying, and yeah, anything can still happen, I guess.
Yeah. One thing these guys are going to have to be careful of, Ringrose, is the curbs. It seems they've raised them about 20 foot from what I've... Not 20 foot, but you know what? They've raised them quite a bit from when I've played the game. And it's quite... They're not, in Sector 2, they're quite horrible. And they're going to... Of course, they don't want to be going on the curbs either in these wet conditions because they'll spin the rear tyres right up. So trying to keep off those curbs and hopefully doesn't send anybody to Narnia. Going over the curbs. Oh, where's Joe off to? Jeez. Just coming down turn... What turn was that? That was turn 15. He's binned it, gone down the escape road. Luckily, no damage to that front wing. Oh, he's going to get in the way of... Who is that? Was that Maranzano? It was... It was... Yeah, it was Maranzano. I was right. Yeah, it does get a bit confusing, Ringrose, with commentating over these guys in different leagues. They're all in different cars, so I'm trying to remember who was in which car again. But Maranzano comes round turn number 20 to finish off his lap. Where is he going to come? A massive straight. Is it longest straight on the calendar, Ringrose, or is that China? I think. Or did Baku take over?
I believe Baku is the longest straight on the calendar.
Okay.
Followed by either China or Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes. It looks like Maranzano was invalid, so he's going to go round for another lap. Is anybody else on a lap at the moment? Melanie is in sector number 1, starting sector 2, through this horrible section with a giant curbs. So hopefully he doesn't bin it there. But all rounders on to the intermediates. It looks like the sun is shining. If you look at the pits, Ringrose, the sun starts through, to improve in the last 3 minutes of the session. It's a very bold choice of tyres on those intermediates. I still think it's a bit wet on track. Oh, and a whole round that goes straight on.
Yeah.
Turn 2. Yeah, maybe the inters weren't ideal.
Oh, no, it's back.
Are you having mic problems? Ringrose. Maybe having some mic trouble here. Yeah, I can hear you now. You seem to be cutting out. Okay, looks like Ringrose having some problem with his mic, unfortunately, but he's on board with JP in that beautiful orange McLaren. He's coming into the pits. I thought he was going to do a lap there, so he comes into the pits there. You keep on like in and out of conversation. Yeah, I can hear words from you, but not. No, you're very robotic. But those who are watching the stream, can you let us know your predictions? That would be fantastic, and see if you're right or wrong. Most likely, I'm always wrong with predictions, so I don't really know why I bother. I know Diablo does tell me I should prophecies rather than predictions, because predictions never come through, but I never listen to him really. Oh, and that's all round going very sideways. and VRT Ringrose. I just hopefully get Ringrose back in to the party. He's having some mic trouble at the moment. I don't want to change parties just in case I lose my audio for the stream. Where is he? There he is. Let's invite to party. Apologise for the moment. For Melanie for the win. Is a good shout, Bosley. Hopefully you won't bin it like you did in Monaco, but we'll forget about that in AOR. Ringrose, you're back, hopefully. Yes, we can hear you again. Fantastic. Cool. How do I do that? Uh-oh, this might be a one-man commentary at this rate. Race, how... I can't see one. Okay. I can't invite to the game, apparently. It's not allowing me. Yeah. Yep. Oh, okay. Oops, I've done that wrong. Sorry for those who are watching. We are trying to sort this out as quickly as possible. Invite selected people. Cool. Can people hear Ringrose as well, or can you not? Okay.
It's ticked now, so...
Lovely. Okay, cool. Hopefully... Oh, Commando wants an invite to the party as well. I'm not quite sure what he wants.
I'll invite him.
Okay, cool. Right, anyway, so back to the actual race. So qualifying. So qualifying is over, 1:57 left. Anybody else on a lap? V6 is slowing down. Melanie is struggling there. So deal for the Williams driver. Langman's still going around in that banana car, coming towards the final sector. Commando, you have joined.
Yeah, I'm in the lobby. Double check if you can hear me on the stream now. My box should be ticked. So I just sort of wait 30 seconds. And then...
So Langman comes across the line,
right,
and Langman goes fourth. Good lap from the Renault driver, but Jason, that's a very quick lap from Jason. Well, 1.5 seconds quicker than, well, no more than that. No. Over just under 2 seconds. There we go. My math isn't great at the moment, but yeah, Jason a very quick lap in the Haas car. Hamilton a big chunk behind him, but see if it's dry. Hopefully it's a dry race. It'll make it quite exciting.
No, I think it's my new headset. Right. If needed, I'll just back.
So everybody's come round. There we go. So Jason on pole. It looks like for he's done well this season. Jason, he's had 4 wins. One place which isn't on the podium, which was in Monaco. But here we go. Here is the qualifying standings. So Jason on top with Hamilton second, Maranzano third, Langman fourth, Project in fifth, Joe in 6th, All-Rounder 7th, Matty Bolton in 8th, Vice Ted 9th, Melanie 10th, V6 Racing in 11th, 12th is JP, and Bottas rounds off 13 drivers who didn't, JP and Bottas did not set any time. So, yeah, hopefully we have a good race. 13 drivers, so hopefully we have a good race. Not a full grid, I think people were busy with Black Friday maybe, Ringrose, but... all out shopping, finding the best deals.
Hopefully, that should be fine now. Let me know if there's any problems. But by the looks of it, it is a dry race. I can't see many clouds in the sky, so a complete contrast to qualifying. Fortunately, we don't know if there will be rain or not. I hope there isn't, just provide a normal race, but a bit of rain could, throw up a bit of, throw a spanner in the works for the drivers, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. We never know with this game. Azerbaijan usually a hot country, so you're not likely for rain. But I don't know what the lobby host did. But it's 1 second to go, and it looks like it is race time. Here we go. And Jason on pole, green lap. Was that started?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Formation lap.
Oh right, okay. I thought
they're on lap 0.
Okay, I thought we turned it off. Okay, that's fine. Hopefully it doesn't cause any bugs like it did with the esports race today.
Hopefully not.
No, Jason in the lead. Of course, everybody else warming up their tyres. Let's see what everybody's gone for. Looks like Jason was on super softs. Where are we? Tyres, yep. The 2 drivers on the softs was V6 and Bottas, who are near the back of the grid, and V6 has already been disqualified. Hopefully it doesn't mean, I think they're just on the grid, aren't they? They're not, yeah, they're on the grid, that's fine.
Yeah, they're not.
Okay, cool. Jason has also done the same, so everybody's zooming around like it's the actual race, it looks like, Ring Rose, and not taking it slow.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be sort of just whizzing around and going for it. I guess they haven't done any dry lap, just normal lap, I guess.
Yeah, good point, yeah.
But people seem to be getting disqualified here, there and everywhere.
Yeah.
And turning back to the grid. We don't see any disqualifications in the race.
Hopefully not. You never know though. Yeah, I'm just on board with Hamilton in second. Yeah, hopefully we don't see any crashes, but it is Baku, it is a street circuit. You know, we can clip in a wall that can cause major damage, and it's quite a long straight to get back to the pit, so it might cause some upsets, but hopefully not. Oh, and Hamilton jumped straight into his grid spot. Let's get back on board. Oh, I'm looking at Jason, but apparently it's a load of trees, so that's just just perfect on my screen.
Oh.
What else are you waiting for? Bottas and...
If you get on TV pod, you can see him, but you don't really want.
There we go. Yeah, I'll say get on TV pod then.
Maranzano's at the castle. No idea why. The Langman's he's still going round. Bottas. Right.
Yeah, Maranzano's at the castle. Oh dear.
So he's all rounder.
Yeah.
Where's Bottas is just joining up to the back of the pack, and any moment now the lights should come on.
There we go. Right. 3, 4, 5 red lights. I'm still in the trees, and away we go. And back on board with Hamilton, but a good start from both the front drivers coming down towards turn number 1. Jason holds the lead. And Project has gained a couple of places there. Who is that? Langman's dropped down a couple of places. Not ideal for the Renault driver coming into turn number 2. Jason's gone deep into turn 2. And Jason has lost a whole heap of play. Not he's down for the leader of SRL at the moment. Not ideal.
Yeah, Jason's right at the back, but he doesn't appear to have any damage to that. So it wasn't what he needed, but at least he hasn't got any damage in that. Well, good up. So that'll be a pain. It won't be the end of his race.
Maybe he's trying to do a last the first challenge.
As he's already got past V6, but it looks like V6 has got issues somewhere.
But Hamilton in the lead, started in second, is up 1 position at the moment, going through the castle section. I don't know, maybe we'll see a stricken car there at one point during the race. Hopefully they ghost and don't take anybody else out. But Maranzano in second at the moment, Project in third, Langman fourth. Let's see the change of position. Langman back up the 4, so he's gained back his positions that he did lose. Joe has gained 1 position. Feisty Ted, oh, he's in the wall. That is, I believe, it was all-rounder in the wall, and that is up front.
Jason's got damage. Jason has got damage on his wing. I don't know where that's come from, but on sorry to interrupt you there, Tuke, but I know that wasn't from the turn 2 incident. Oh, he's gone straight into that wall. That wouldn't have done him any favours.
Yeah,
Just dropping back and back. He's going to have to come into the pits. It's not possible for him to carry on. All-rounder's bad luck continues. Also in the pits, along with Melanie, Bottas, and obviously Jason. So currently it is Zero Hamilton, followed by Maranzano, followed by Project in the top 3.
Yeah, and it looked like all-rounder binned it coming into the sector 3, but we got a battle Langman, Ted, and that is Joe ahead, and Langman has lost the place. He's lost 2 places to Joe and Feisty Ted, and his teammate Matty Bolton is looking down his gearbox, and JP has had a very good start, up 4 places off the start, so didn't even do a time in qualifying ring race, but they come through sector 2 through the bumpy section. That's surely got to be a corner cut from a couple of the drivers there, but we won't find out until we get multiple warnings. But V6 Racing has got a penalty. Can't see him yet on screen. There he is in his Red Bull. But yeah, it's getting tasty, and when DRS comes into play as well, we're going to see quite a few overtakes ring rows.
Yeah, indeed we are. Joe's yellows in sector 1. What's happened? That's Melanie's gone deep into turn 3. I think that's turn 3. Let's see what the sort of tyres that they've gone on. So it's a medium for all-rounder Jason and Melanie, and Bottas the only one decided to go on the softs from the guys that have made pit stops. As you were saying, DRS is going to be a major effect, and Ted might make a move here on Joe even without DRS. So the slipstreams also, well, if you're the lead guy of the bunch, for example Joe at the moment, you're going to be struggling going down that straight.
Yeah, but Ted tries it round the outside, a bit of contact between the Mercedes driver and the Toro Rosso driver. Joe still has the inside line coming towards turn number 2. They both brake perfectly, but Joe has the inside line. But Ted should have DRS. Will it be engaged on this section of the track? It should be. I can't see at the moment. No, not engaged at the moment. So Ted will have to wait a little bit longer for that DRS, but this is allowing Langman, Matty Bolton and JP to keep up with this battle for 4th place. Maranzano has lost the place to Project in that red Ferrari as they come towards the castle section. They are still pretty close at the front. We haven't had a leading runner, but someone is... who is that? That's Bottas has spun it.
That's Bottas.
Yeah. He's also placed to Melanie.
But interestingly for Joe, Joe's catching up to Maranzano and Project, which means he'll be getting DRS because he's just under a second to them guys, which means he'll get DRS, which will sort of cancel out the effect of Ted, which is not what Ted will want. Ted doesn't seem to be coming on far from Langman at the moment because, well, he's over a second behind. There's yellows in sector 1 again. That is again Bottas and Melanie. Melanie, by the looks of it, has let Bottas back through, so maybe a slight battle between them that resulted in an incident, but we're gonna... Well, Ted is a lot closer to Joe than Joe is to Maranzano, so is anything gonna happen? But Matty Bolt...
Oh. Okay, so sorry, this is interrupted slightly there, but yeah, oh my gosh, Joe still ahead of Ted as they come towards turn number 3. I was waiting for a big DRS train then because these guys are all pretty close at the top, but Matty Bolton in 6th at the moment. He's lost a bit of time to his teammate. Oh, sorry, no, Langman has actually pitted. I do apologise. Langman is into... Oh, he's gone deep at turn 2. That's not ideal for the Renault driver. Down to 9th now, and that's Jason ahead. Jason has gained another place, so Jason is back. He's got 2 points on the board at the moment. I'm sure he'll hope for a lot more, but it's still a big gap. It's 31 seconds.
Bottas off at turn 1 again.
Oh dear, Bottas not ideal.
Turn 1, so.
But back on board.
Struggling majorly at the moment.
Yeah, Bottas struggling a lot. but back on board with the leaders. All the top 5 are all within DRS range, so they're all going to cancel each other out. But will Hamilton lose a lot of places? We'll have to wait and see. Coming through 19 and 20 towards the start-finish straight on to lap number 5. Hamilton in the lead in that Sauber. He's got 8 tenths to Project. Don't know whether Project's going to be able to get him. But the top 5 is the big DRS train, really, Ringers, at the moment, coming down the straight. But I think they're all a little bit too far apart to make any overtakes.
Yeah, they've all got DRS, but they just haven't got the gap that's close enough to make a move on the guy ahead. And, well, apart from Cyril Hamilton, they're going to be struggling to get past because they're all going to have DRS on each other. So we'll have to wait and see what can happen. But JP and Matty Bolton seems to be battling. JP currently got DRS, made a very good start.
Straight in the back.
A bit of McLaren front wing. So if there's anything to go by, he's going to be making a long old trip to the pit lane. And for a fresh nose and some fresh tyres.
Yeah,
There's yellows in sector 1. Who's that? That's Langman.
Oh dear.
That turn 1. Yeah, it's indeed turn 1. Is he retiring?
Yeah, that's it.
Indeed he has. So that's Langman, an all-rounder, retiring as well. Yeah, he hasn't got a front wing. So he's maybe lost that with Langman. But I'm not too sure.
Maybe. But yeah, I think JP just broke a bit too late. Dirty air effect on his tyres maybe, and lost that front wing. But Ted is really close to Joe now as they come through turn 18, 19 and 20 to start the longest straight on the calendar. And it looks like Ted may be able to get him, but Joe's out the DRS on this lap, so Ted does have the advantage coming to start lap number 6. Will he be able to do it? He's still a little bit too far back at the moment to be able to keep up with him. Joe loses the back end, wheel on the curb, so will Ted be able to stay with him? Looks like he has so far. He's losing the back end a lot at the moment, Ringrose. Not ideal for the Mercedes driver, but coming towards turn number 3. Still a little bit too far back, it looks like. Needs to get that bit closer, but it's so tricky to stay so close to someone for so long in this game with the dirty air effects.
JP's going to come out ahead of Jason. By the looks to it, Jason's not even out turn 20, and JP is coming around turn 1 now. So yeah, got a massive margin to Jason. Jason's in the pits, so I don't know what's happened to Jay. Oh, he's lost more wing.
Oh dear. Oh
so,
dear me.
This isn't the best bunch of races for Jason so far.
Maybe he just can't do street circuits because he got 5th in Monaco, but it's 5th is still a good guess. 2nd for
in 3 was a street circuit, although it's sort of a bit of both really. But he still pretty sure he finished on the podium. So I mean, it wasn't a bad result by any means, but done by Jason. You look at Jason's pace this season, he wants wins and wins only.
Yeah. But Maranzano is the closest by far, 2 tenths behind Project as they come down the straight. He's not in the DRS. Is he coming into pit? No, he's not. I think he was just looking to see what the gap was like. But Maranzano is all over the back of Project. Will he make a dive-in manoeuvre? Doesn't look like. But Joe is also right on the back of Maranzano. Broken a little bit of a gap to Ted. Stay on board with Maranzano and Joe as they come through turn number 2 towards turn 3. Second DRS zone. Coming down the one of many straights around Baku. Well, he's lost a bit of time through that turn 1 and 2, and no, only towards turn 4. But it may be more of a dive bomb from Maranzano to get past Ringrose. Can't seem to find a way past at the moment.
Yeah, it seems to be struggling to get past. Although that DRS and that long back straight, well, in theory, it's going to be easy to pass. It doesn't seem to be particularly easy because there's no real, apart from the other DRS straight, and it's still quite hard to pass there. There's not really many other overtaking zones unless you make a lunge or someone makes a mistake, really. As Bottas comes into the pits again. Yeah, another wing for the Mercedes team to put on that number 12 car.
They got plenty of money after winning the World Championship, it's okay. But Maranzano a little bit of time to Project here. Project's got a little bit of breathing space, but Maranzano under pressure from, oh my god, it's Joe as he come through turn 20 here. Will we see a pass? We haven't seen any passes down the straight as of yet. But, oh, that's Maranzano into the pits. So Toro Rosso driver is in the pits, and Joe will continue on. So will Ted and Project. So maybe trying the undercut. Ringrose at the moment with he's not gaining anything on Project, so different strategy maybe.
Yeah, maybe just sort of break out the traffic of Project, sort of maybe a lap or two, just to push. He's gone onto the mediums, so I believe he'll be going to the end, because if you weren't, you'd just go on the softs, wouldn't you? If the super softs can last at least 8 laps at a minimum. Everyone else is sort of carried on in the top 5, so they were really shot. They would all come in the pits last lap, but they seem to be holding up so far.
Bit of a moment coming out of turn 6, and he's lost more time to Ted ahead. Maranzano down in 6th now after pitting, but he'll come into play later on in the race, going to the end on those mediums. It looks like maybe he just he'd lost too much grip on them being behind Project for so long. But will one of the Project gets air
Project
then.
at a moment there.
Jeez, that was.
We were talking about them curbs earlier.
Yeah.
That is a prime example of what they can do. Thank God this isn't real life F1, because that would have destroyed the floor of the car. But Joe is right on the back. Right, Joe has not been close. Well, this close to anyone so far to make a move. Is he Project going to come in the pits? No, he's not. Neither is Joe, neither is Ted. What about Matty Bolton? No, he stays out. So Maranzano is 19 seconds behind Matty Bolton, who's 3 seconds behind the Project Ted Joe group. So whether it's the right call, I'm not 100% just yet, but we'll have to wait to see.
Yeah, he might struggle on those mediums, trying to get some heat into them. But these guys are on worn supers, so both Joe and Ted get a big tank of oversteer there. Sorry, tank slapper. There we go. Can't even speak English at the moment. But all over the back of Project. Project seems to be struggling now, and he's lost time to Hamilton. 2.7 seconds now. And coming up to the ghost of all-rounder, the man with the worst luck on F1 2017 in league racing at the moment, I think. So coming through Castle, very close to the wall, just weaving it through the Castle section. But yellow flag in sector 2. It's Matty Bolton retired. Oh, he's binded up Castle. We said that was going to happen.
Castle.
Oh dear.
Victim.
Yeah.
8. Yeah. That car's completely destroyed, so that's a free position for Maranzano, JP, Melanie, Jason and Bottas. So everyone's guaranteed 2 points now with V6 not actually racing. But that we can now know the gap between the group and Maranzano. It's 22.1 seconds currently. As who's that? Are they? No. Okay, never mind. That's just JP. Look, I thought one of the top 3 as. Is that Joe? Joe is in the pits. The other 2 have stayed out, so Joe's in the pits. What's he going to go on? Is he going to go on to the set of the mediums? Softs it is. So maybe Joe's doing a 2-stop. Slightly different strategy to Maranzano. It's going to be close, Duke.
Yeah, it is. Maranzano coming around turn 1.
It's going to be very, very close. Just.
Yeah. But yeah, Joe's going to have to get a move on. If you're going to make the 2-stop work, Ringrose, he's going to have to put his foot down.
He's going to have to get past. That is not what Joe would have wanted. Joe would have wanted to be ahead of Maranzano. And he can just sort of push as long as he likes. on that set, and then at the end he can do what he needs to do, whether it's another set of sausages that in the wall at Bottas. So at the castle again.
Second victim to the castle.
He was, 2 and 2 laps. He was towards the back. I think he was last of the pack. His V6 is disconnected. But
okay.
it's unfortunate for him. So everyone's guaranteed 4 points if they don't retire, essentially. So.
Marzano had a bit of a scary moment. Then he saw Bottas' car and having a bit of a twitch, so lost a little bit of time through Castle. But Joe, on those soft tyres, coming towards the both cut that curb. I remember playing F1 2016 and cutting that corner in the rain ringers and getting a 10-second penalty, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that was F1 2016. But this game isn't much better.
Sarah Hamilton pits. Sarah Hamilton is in the pit lane.
Okay, leaders in the pits.
See what he can do. Is he going to come out ahead of the top? Well, not the top 2, but ahead of Maranzano or Joe, and Joe even. He goes onto the softs as well. So 2-stop it is by the looks of things. Right at the end of the pit lane for that Sauber. And he's got a bit of a gap to those 2, so I'm going to guess that there'll be a net P2 and 3. With Maranzano probably not having to pit again, because that gap between Maranzano and Sarah Hamilton has been substantially closed over the course of their pit stops.
Yeah. Still, Joe looks for a move down the inside of turn 5 and 6, but decides to pull out of it. But he does have a better run coming toward turn 7. He has the inside line, and he takes Maranzano up the inside, and that is Joe up to 5th, just before Castle. Fantastic move from the Mercedes driver, and both make it through Castle clean. And Joe will now push on and try and catch up with Hamilton ahead.
Yeah, for sure. If Project and Ted, if they're making these superstars last, well, they've done 11 laps on them now. Surely they're on the one stop. Surely. I don't know how long softs can go, but I don't think Sarah Hamilton would have gone on those softs and done a 2-stop, because there just isn't enough to gain.
Yeah. Both in the pits, Ted and Project.
Yeah. See what they go on. If they go on softs, they're probably going to the end. 14 laps. They've done 11 laps. So Sarah Hamilton comes out in the lead. Joe Maranzano come way ahead of the top 2. Well, what was the top 2? So Project and Ted moved down to P4 and 5. And I believe everybody is now made a pit stop. And I'm correct. So maybe a couple of the guys may have to make an extra one, but a lot of them should be to the end.
Yeah, potentially Joe, because he wasn't early on those soft tyres. So he may try and get to the end on them, but he may struggle a little bit. But Maranzano down in 3rd now. He will potentially be under pressure from Project and Ted, who are on the quicker tyre as they come through Sector 2 at the moment. Hamilton in the lead by 3.8 seconds on the soft tyres on that blue Sauber. Feisty Ted has got past Project. Project down to 5th now. Unfortunately, we missed that, but it looked like it was coming through turn 7 that Ted got past. So a good move from Ted in the Toro Rosso. So at the moment, it's going to be a good haul of points for Toro Rosso Ringrose.
Yes, so far seems to be, well, currently they will get 27 points, which will be very good for them in the championship. Constructors wise, I believe it might be Haas leading the championship, just because Jason's had such a strong showing this season, but with them only gaining 4 points, if it finished as it is, as Jason massively locks up going into turn 7 there, that's not what he would have wanted. He's on the softs. I don't know when he last pit, but he may have to pit again. Melanie's about sort of 6.5 seconds ahead of the Haas driver, the championship leader. but we'll have to see whether Jason can catch Melanie in the Williams.
Yeah. And you were right. Ringrose Haas are leading the championship only by 2 points, though, over Toro Rosso. So at this rate, Haas will lose the constructors' standings, and I'm sure Joe will be happy with Jason down in 8th place at the moment, because Joe is in 2nd place in the championship. Jason with a massive lead of 143 points, with Joe in 2nd, 81, and Maranzano in 3rd with 80. So, but there's still plenty to play for. We still have, after this race, we still have 11 races left on the calendar. We'll be in Austria next week, so still plenty to play for. But here in Baku at the moment, the European Grand Prix, 13 laps down. Hamilton in the lead with 4.4 seconds over oh my gosh Joe. Maranzano a further 1.8 seconds behind. Ted in and Project rounds off the top 5 there.
Indeed. They all sort of seem to have spread out a bit now. The gaps weren't quite as close as they were before, but Jason is closing in rapidly on Melanie. But Melanie's got quite a gap ahead of him to JP. Good 22 seconds, that's nearly a pit stop. But JP's had a very strong showing so far this race, gaining 6 positions. Along with Ted, gained 5 and 4 with Joe. Sarah Hamilton leading this race. With your pole setter Jason currently in P8 and last, so not the race he would have wanted.
Yeah, not ideal for the championship leader at the moment, but yeah, a couple of mistakes from him. Oh, Jesus. Wow, Project was very close to the barrier at turn 3 then, almost putting it in. Does he have front wing damage, actually? Just double check that. No, he doesn't. Okay, just thought the way he locked up then with the understeer, but he's okay at the moment. But yeah, everybody's a bit spread out at the moment with after the pit stop phase, but hopefully it'll bunch back up soon enough. Ted is looks like he's gaining on Maranzano. He is on the quicker tyre. Will we see team orders, Ringrose?
Maybe. I think if Maranzano feels that Ted is going to be quicker, he'll let Ted through, but Maranzano's still got to think of the championship, although Jason's a long way ahead. So's Joe, so's Sarah Hamilton. You know, he's always going to be at the back of your mind, just thinking about it, but Ted seems to be closing in rapidly, and I think Constructors is the aim for the Taurus team, just looking at where they are at the moment compared to where Jason is in the Haas. Haas have been struggling recently. Yeah, that seemed to be quite an orderly move, didn't it? Maranzano didn't really seem to put up much of a fight. But Ted up into P3, and we will see what he can do, whether he can catch Joe.
Yeah, I think maybe Maranzano's thinking, well, there's no point battling him on the slower tyre. I'll just keep ploughing away, and hopefully he pits ahead and he gets a place back, because he is the I don't know where these guys, they may be able to get this off to the end. Depends how well they've done on their tyre wear, but 11 laps to go at the moment. Maranzano, of course, down to 4th, lost the place to his teammate. More let him in 3rd if anything, but Project isn't too far behind, and that's Melanie in the pit. No front wing damage, so he's going on to the softs, it looks like. But Jason up into 7th place now. Big lock up into turn 2 for the Haas driver, but Jason up into 7th, same with him if he keeps this position. But Joe is gaining a little bit on Hamilton, ever so slightly, a couple of tenths per lap, so we may see an overtake with still 11 laps to go, so there's plenty of time for more overtakes in this race.
Yeah, we've still got 10, 11 laps left to go. I wouldn't count anything out. You know, one little mistake around this circuit can cost you the race, as we've seen with Langman, Matty Bolton. So I guess we'll just have to see what we can do. Well, what he can do, even. Yeah.
Yeah. Those who are watching, what do you guys think? As there's a bit of a lull in the Grand Prix at the moment, what are your thoughts on the race, and who do you think may win it? Who will bottle it? Let us know in the Twitch chat. But Joe, he is gaining ever so slightly on Hamilton. Joe has all the softs on, so he may struggle towards the end of the race, depending on how well his tyre wear is. Is Ted catching Joe? That is the question. 3.2 seconds at the moment. We'll see as he goes towards the end of Sector 2. He is. He's just getting 2/10 through the first sector. So Ted will be on the back of Joe very soon, it looks like, Ringrose.
Yeah, seems to be like that. Seems to be closing in quite quickly compared to what Joe's closing to Sierra Hamilton as well.
Is your audio gone again, Ringrose? Or is it okay? And then I can't hear you again. And there's another bang.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know what was going on.
My headset plugged out.
Okay.
Excellent.
Did you get a new headset in the Black Friday deal?
No, I
okay.
didn't. So, it was on a Black Friday deal, so I was like, yeah, I'll get it. It's my one broke. So.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's good. Okay, but Ted is closing that gap down to Joe. It's 2.5 seconds now. He's gained half a second in the last lap or so. Joe is gaining slightly on Hamilton ahead. If it doesn't go wide there, that's not ideal for the Mercedes driver, but Maranzano is chilling in fourth. Project has gained time on him as well. Project is only now 1.6 seconds behind the man on the mediums, so he may struggle to defend from his rival in this race, but we'll have to wait and see. Then you've got JP and V6 is racing, but yeah, Melanie, Jason and JP further back, but of course they had trouble near the start of the race, so they had to pit early, so it doesn't surprise me they're so far down at the moment. But yeah, just I guess we're just waiting for an overtake now, Ringrose, or somebody to get close, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's no really close gaps where there's actually a battle going on. I think the closest Project's just made a mistake. Yeah, Project's lost a bit of wing. Not quite sure where he's lost that, but he's losing time, and if he comes into pits, that'll be JP up into P5, and you know, that'd be a very good result for JP. Imagine he could be up there if he didn't have to make that extra pit stop when he had that incident with, I believe, Melanie, maybe? Was it Melanie? Or he lost a bit of wing.
It was Matty Bolton.
Ah, right, cool, yeah. But
So, product. He could. Well, he could. Yeah, he'll get. If you put supers on, he could get them to the end. Managed to do quite a few laps on them earlier. So, Project into the pitch. JP will gain a place, but JP is on worn soft tyres. I can't see what tyre he's gone on because I'm zoomed in on the front wing. Is he on supers? No, he's still on softs. Okay. It looks like, yes, he's gone on to the softs, but JP has gained a place. Will Jason gain a place as well? No, Jason's a bit too far back at the moment, but Project down to 6th place after pitting after front wing damage, unfortunately. But Ted now 1.4 seconds behind Joe, 1.3, so he's really gaining on the Mercedes driver, so potentially DRS overtake or another sort of move sooner rather than later.
yeah, have to see how it goes. But yeah, Ted's closing in really quickly into Joe. I believe Ted does have a lot fresher tyres by 2-3 laps, doesn't he? Compared to Joe, because Joe made an early pit stop because he went for the undercut. But yeah, Project's coming to the pits as well. So JP up to P5, and I can't really see that changing. Well, Project's on soft, so he maybe went on to a set of the supers, I could see that change, but I think he'll have pace just to... Maybe, we'll have to wait and see, but it's been proven that it's very difficult to pass around the circuit so far this race.
Yeah, it definitely has. Been tricky for the driver to do any sort of overtakes so far in this Grand Prix. But yeah, as you said, Ringrose, Ted is gaining on Joe ahead, 1.3 seconds at the moment. Joe, one thing I know at the moment, you've got the northern guy that does the pit lane announcements, but I can hear him constantly in this race. No, maybe it's just me, but I can hear him constantly on the speakers. And I wish he'd shut up in the race. But Joe makes a mistake, and Ted is getting another 2/10. Going towards Castle, and he is almost within DRS range. Both come through Castle nice and cleanly. And yeah, it is 1 second at the moment. Just needs to gain a little bit more to get within DRS, but he will get the slipstream, of course. But yeah, Joe has dropped off from Hamilton now. He doesn't seem to be catching him anymore. So Hamilton, nicely doing it. Nicely doing it in first place. But the battle to stay on board with is Ted and Joe. And it doesn't look like Ted's got DRS this lap, but I'm sure he will get it in the next coming laps. Ringrose.
Yeah, definitely. Ted's really closed in recently, as you've been saying, and Joe really doesn't seem to have the pace, but I think if Ted can get past Joe quickly and carry on with the pace he has, Sierra Hamilton hasn't been pulling away from Joe. Sort of stayed around the 3.4 second mark. Maybe we could see a potential battle for the lead in the final couple of laps. I mean, that's a push, but we could see.
Yeah, we could, but Ted is within a second now, 0.9 of a second. So 6 laps to go. We could see a change for the podium spots. Maranzano not doing much really on those mediums. May have been better to go onto the softs. I know this is maybe personally his tyre wear isn't very good, so he's had to go onto the mediums. But doesn't seem to be gaining on JP either. So he has gained 2 seconds, but it's been a while to gain that 2 seconds on JP. So JP could potentially finish in 5th if he continues going. Has he got in front wing damage? Is he okay? Looks like he's be okay in the McLaren. But Ted out of the DRS at the moment through turn that's turn 17, I think. I'm on the wrong screen. That's probably good. Turn 15 actually. But Ted goes a bit wide there into the dust. And he is in DRS range now, Ringrose, so potentially we could see a move. I think he might be too far back at the moment.
Ignore me. I thought, okay. I was watching the shot where you can see one side of the track and the other side of the track, and it looked like Project went flying into the wall. But no, it was just the way the car going through the corner.
Yeah,
it's
just strange the way they cross each other like that. I think they do in Singapore as well. There's 1 or 2 corners that are opposite.
Yeah.
But Ted, he's getting another 10th on Joe, so he's got 5 laps to do it. Do you think he can do it, Ringrose? Do you think Ted will get past Joe?
I reckon he'll get past Joe, but I don't think he can push all the way to Sierra Hamilton unless he makes a mistake. Because Ted's got much fresher tyres. Ted seems to have the pace. Just sort of getting the job done.
Yeah, Hamilton currently what Hamilton is what's his name in? It's Jack, isn't it? So currently 4th in the standings. Hasn't had a podium yet. He's had 3 4th places, 2 5ths and a 6th and 1 DNF. So this could potentially be his maiden win in this season of SRL. So we'll have to wait and see. Still has, but Ed big lock up into turn 15. But he is the closest been so far, 6/10 tonight. We have a fantastic helicopter shot on the stream here. We'll do this more often, and the helicopter spins round, and That is Ted 6/10. I don't think he's going to be able to do it at the moment. He needs to be within, well, at least 2 or 3 tenths to potentially make him an overtake. But he has gained quite a few tenths coming down the straight using the DRS and the slipstream. Yeah, I'm sort of running out of words to say because this race isn't the most exciting of races, Ringrose.
I mean, it had promise at the start, but hasn't really lived up to its potential. Everyone's sort of spread out since the pit stops, really. Haven't had many battles since then. I mean, we had the sort of 4 or 5 car train, but again, there wasn't really sort of many passes, was there? It was just sort of following the car. I think that's the problem with these cars. It's very difficult to pass because you're in the dirty air, and that really affects the downforce of the car, and you can't really make a move.
Yeah, that is trouble. And then there are still a couple of glitches and bugs with the game, which does cause some slipstream issues. I don't know if they've fixed those yet, but yeah, 4 laps to go. Ted comes towards turn 15 behind Joe. Both get cleanly through there. Ted 6/10 behind. As long as he doesn't lock it up into turn 16, he will have a good run on Joe. Both clip the curb there. And Ted within 3 tenths now. He had a great run out of turn 16 as well through turn 17, 18 and 19. And someone has left this session. I can't see who that is. Don't think he was racing anyway. But Ted, 2 tenths. On Joe. Joe goes defensive, very back to the racing line. Ted still can't get past him unless he makes a no, doesn't do a switchback. But Ted still has a second DRS zone to do it, so lose the back end coming around turn 1. That's not ideal for the Toro Rosso driver. Comes through turn 2, and he still looks like he's too far back, Ringrose, to make a move.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got 3 full laps to do it. Whether he can, we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, it seems to be, as I just said, very difficult to pass down that back straight because although it's very, very long, there's a lot to it with DRS, etc. But it's very difficult making the move into turn 1. But Ted seems to be a lot closer this lap.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's right on Joe's tail. Joe taps the wall there, actually. Is that front wing damage for Joe? The wall of car to come towards turn 15 and 16. Downhill, difficult braking zone for this downhill, and take us a run. Then doesn't seem we've had many penalties either in this race, so that is as good to see. But Ted right on the tail of Joe, 2 tenths now. Not the best exit out of turn 16, but he is right on his tail now. Coming down, start lap number 23. And will Ted be able to make a move this time? Will Joe go defensive? Joe has gone defensive, but Ted just can't seem to do it, it looks like. Oh, but he still looks like he was going to do that, so just pulls out.
Yeah, it looked like it was close enough, but Ted thinks better of it. He'll take a 3rd place. Even if he doesn't get 2nd. 15 points is very, very good at this stage of the championship, especially he's quite so high up in the standings, off the top of my head, compared to Joe, whereas Joe can't really afford to lose this, especially when Jason's down in P6. 10 points to Jason could mean, a massive help in the championship if Jason continues this bad run of form over the past few races.
Yeah, exactly. Ted is in 5th, Joe in 2nd in the standings, but Ted is all over Joe's gearbox coming through Castle, and maybe this lap he's got 2.5 laps to do the move. Coming towards turn 15, Marzano gets the penalty. That's the first in a while we've seen penalties, but he's got a big chunk of time to JP, so he should be fine. And Project, after pitting, He's down in 8th now. Jason up into 6th. We didn't really know it. Project pitting again has caused that. Is Project even racing? Project's ghosting actually, so I don't know whether he'll count in the end. So we'll have to wait and see what the admins say. But Joe and Ted's at the gap. I think Ted must have made a mistake because he's back down to 7 tenths now. Ringrose.
It's really, really close at the castle. So the 10th and a half right on his gearbox, but sort of dropped back a bit. Not too sure whether he's made a mistake. Didn't see him make any mistakes. Really. I definitely didn't see anything major. But again, just, I don't know at this stage really. He's still got what, a lap and a half. He's probably got one more DRS straight, and I don't think he's going to be possible for the last year early unless he makes a massive mistake. Because usually the move will be made into turn 1, and obviously you don't get to turn 1, so just have to wait.
Yeah, he's out of DRS now as well. Hasn't got any front wing damage, but with a lap and a quarter to go. Oh, yellow flag in sector 1. Who is that? Oh no, okay, it was sort of Hamilton, but who is it for? Can't seem to see. It may have been JP.
It was for JP. Yeah, okay. He's just gone through. Speaking about that, has JP got a penalty? Because Jason's right up his rear. Right up his ear. He's got a warning. Jason hasn't got anything, so Jason will have to, yeah.
But
Ted's dropped back a bit.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Unless Joe makes a mistake in this final lap, it doesn't seem to sort of be like, well, it's 1.4 seconds, and he's going to need to be within DRS range to have any sort of chance, really, let's be honest.
Yeah, so with the last lap on screen now, Ringrose, who would you say is your driver of the day?
I think it's got to be Sarah Hamilton. I really think he's put a foot wrong this race. To be honest, controlled from start to finish after, well, from turn 2 he's been in the lead ever since, really, apart from when he made his pit stop. But yeah, I think really good drive from him, a really good drive from Joe, really good drive from Ted. I think sort of you're going to put I think there's sort of 4 drivers you can put in there to say as driver of the day. I think that's, as I said, Hamilton, Joe, Ted and JP. Although JP has made a couple of mistakes, so if I was going to put 3 forward, I don't really think I can decide between the 3 at the moment. It's got to be the top 3 because they've been the drivers that have kept out the barriers.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you. Hamilton's had a fantastic race as he comes through the last couple of sectors, but I think for me Hamilton gets it, a dominant drive for the Sauber, and he will get his first win of the season, and he's weaving already. Podium
as well.
Yeah, it is, but he's weaving already. So far too early, in my opinion. But Hamilton goes across the line. Oh, jeez!
I thought he was going to DNF then.
Oh dear me!
That horrible for him.
Yeah, so that's the podium. Hamilton in first, Joe in second, and Ted in third. Maranzano takes 4th. JP will come over the line in a solid 5th. Jason, I guess a good recovery drive to get 6th. Definitely helped. There was only 13 drivers in the lobby tonight. So, yeah, he still has a big lead in the championship, so that's okay for him. Well, a good drive started in 10th, gained 3 positions, so he can't complain either. And Project don't think will actually get any points because he's DNF. Well, he's ghosted, so I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah, similar situation with V6, I think.
Yeah. Is it 90% of the race they got to complete to get the points?
Yeah, 100%. I think so. 100%.
Apologies for those who are listening and they can hear fireworks. Some idiot is having fireworks on the 24th of November. You know, you're a bit out, 19 days out, so you know that's cool. Don't worry. through in the commentary.
Unless they're just American, you know.
Oh yeah, of
They're
course.
just American. I realise it's
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving, but I don't know.
Maybe.
I doubt that.
I don't think many Americans around here. Yeah, not the most exciting race in the world this evening, but we hope you enjoyed. We tried our best to keep it lively in the commentary box, but we'll get the drivers in once we do the results. So we have the podium at a Cyber on top spot, which will... Jeez, can you stop with the fireworks, please? You're ruining my commentary.
I can hear it.
But yeah, Cyber on the podium, Toro Rosso and a Mercedes. But we'll skip that and get to the standings. So Hamilton finished the race with the win. And Joe in second, Ted in third, and Ted gets the fastest lap as well. Maranzano fourth, JP fifth, Jason in sixth, Melanie seventh, Vettel and Verstappen ninth, and Bottas 10th. So I presume those guys won't count because they lagged or they ghosted. So we'll have to check at the end. If you guys go on the SRL website, you can find out there, and I'm sure they'll tell you with the results what they are. But let's get the guys in the party as soon as possible so we can have a chat with them. I don't think I've got any of them on my friends list, so let's get them.
I'll invite them from the lobby.
Yeah, I was doing that now as well. So I'll take first and third, and you take second, as we usually do.
Yeah, sounds
good. Hopefully they've all got mics. Invite to party.
I will include my audio.
Perfect, thank you. So we're just waiting on. Just invite Joe as well, and
Trying to get underway. Oh, sorry, Joe.
yeah, okay. So where are we? Hamilton. There we go. So a dominant drive from yourself today. It seemed a little bit easy for yourself. How did the race go from your point of view?
As you said, dominant, but I don't really know what happened to Jason going into turn 2. He just went straight on, and he just kind of gifted me the win, in fairness. Congrats to Ted and Joe on their podiums. They kept me honest all race. I don't know, it's watching the gap constantly, seeing it come down every lap, and then unfortunately for me, they started battling a little bit near the end, so I was able to maintain about a 4-second lead.
Yeah, Joe looked like he was gaining on you, but when Ted came into play and battled Joe, so I think he lost some time to you. But your first win of the season, can we see some more next week? Austria next week, is that one of your good tracks?
Yeah, Austria is a very good track for me, and hopefully I'll be back on top. It's finally relieving to get a win, finally, after had a bit of bad luck in my opinion. But yeah, it's finally good to be back on top and where I should be.
Lovely. Ringers, you take it away.
Yep, Joe, again, congratulations on your second place. Jason, having the best of races down in P6, continues his bad run of form. Do you think maybe you can catch back up to him in the championship and maybe give him a bit of a fight?
Well, I've got to start winning races again if I want to catch him back up. Maybe it's a chance. There's still plenty of races left to go. So, yeah, let's see how it plays out.
So, again, as Chick asked with Jack, Austria, one of your strong points or one of your weaker circuits?
Well, until about a couple of weeks ago, I had the world record there on time trial. So, it's a decent track for me, I'd say. Not really done a race around there though, but pace looks decent.
So maybe you can challenge for a win next time out. Yeah, it from me. Do you want to carry on?
Yeah, Ted, your third podium of the season so far. It looked like you're pretty quick, but then just got stuck behind Joe. I guess it seemed that DRS wasn't as effective as we thought it was going to be around Baku.
Yeah, I just couldn't overtake Joe. I had so much pace on the track, but I literally down that back straight, I just couldn't get in anything. Throughout the middle sector, I could easily just stay behind, but like I was literally up his arse for the final corner, and I just didn't. I couldn't get near him for some reason. So the last 2 laps, I thought, sod it. I'll just stick with the third. If I didn't bot, my quali wasn't that good. And if I had a better quality, I probably would have had a better result, but that's my own fault, so I'm happy with the podium.
Was it a good result? You gained 6 places, didn't you, in the race from qualifying? Am I right in saying that?
I don't even know where I started. Yeah, might have been.
But yeah, no, a good result for yourself, and looking forward to next week in Austria. Is Austria a good track for yourself? Are you quick around there, or maybe not so much?
I did a league race in F1 a few days ago, and that was pretty good, except for the fact that there's some lag, but it should be a good race. As long as there's no lag in that one, should be near the front.
Lovely.
So.
Cool. Okay, well, thanks to all the drivers. Congratulations to Hamilton on the win. Joe in second and Ted in third. Thank you, Ringmas, for joining me in the commentary box. Hopefully those who are watching enjoyed the stream, and we will see you next week at 7 o'clock for the Austrian Grand Prix for round number 9 of SRL F1. Good night.